The first time I met Kathy, I knew she was trouble. Her smile was too sweet, her tone too soft, and she carried that air of calculated charm. She had just married my younger brother, Tom. Polite, cheerful, calling me sis every other sentence. The first time she visited, she brought cake, the fancy kind from the most expensive French bakery in town. At first, I liked her. She seemed lively, polite, thoughtful. But after a few visits, I realized her politeness was just surface. Every time Kathy came from out of state, she stayed at my place. She'd bring way too many bags, fill the house with her perfume, kick her shoes off at the door, toss her purse on the couch, and shout, "Hey sis, I'm not gonna be shy this time." I'd smile and say, "You never are." Her favorite thing was to suggest dinner out. Always the priciest spots, Italian, sushi, steakhouses. And when the bill came, always the same act. The first time, oh my God, I forgot my wallet. I'm so scatterbrained. I paid, thinking it was an honest mistake. The second time, my card's maxed out, I'll Venmo you next week. The third time, she shrugged, smiled, and said, "You make more money than me. Why fuss?" She said it so casually I almost choked. Yes, I do make more. I'm a marketing consultant. She's a freelance photographer. But I'm not her ATM. I have a mortgage, a kid, and bills. I'm not her sponsor. Tom, of course, never said a word. He just sat there, sipping water, pretending not to notice. He used to be generous, helped our mom out now and then. But ever since marrying Kathy, he'd become careful with every penny. "We're saving for our future," he'd say. Sure, by saving, he meant funding Kathy's idea of a quality lifestyle. Eventually, I caught on. Before every dinner, I'd remind her, "Don't forget your wallet." She'd laugh, "Of course not, I'm not a kid." Then, like clockwork, my card got locked, my phone payment isn't working. I thought you were treating. Each excuse smoother than the last. Once she even joked, "You're the rich sister-in-law. It's normal for you to treat me." I smiled back, but inside, I heard something snap. I held it in until that one night. It was a Friday evening. Kathy bounced in, grinning. "I got a reservation at that Michelin restaurant. 7 o'clock. Dress nice." I looked at her excitement and felt tired. I said, "Kathy, I'm not paying this time. We'll split the bill." Her smile faltered. "What do you mean? Are you mad at me?" "No. I'm just saying it clearly. Tonight, we pay our own way." She bit her lip. "You didn't used to be like this. That was before." I looked straight at her. Now I just want things to be fair. She didn't respond, but the look she gave me said enough. She'd already decided I was the villain. Before dinner, she and Tom went down to the car first. I said, "I forgot my phone, I'll be right there." But instead, I went to the guest room. Her bag was sitting on the bed, zipper half open. Right on top, a shiny gold wallet. The sunlight hit it just right, almost blinding. I stood there for a moment, hesitating. Then I thought about all the times she'd smirked and said, "Oops, forgot my wallet again." I took a deep breath, picked it up, and slipped it into my purse. The restaurant was beautiful, candlelight glowing. Kathy was her usual self, chatting, laughing, snapping pictures, acting like the star of the evening. She raised her glass. "Sis, we're practically besties now, right?" I smiled. "Of course." My voice was cool, steady. Dinner went smoothly. She got tipsy, talked nonstop. "Tom's so boring sometimes. If it weren't for you too, I'd go crazy." I didn't respond. When dessert came, I could already predict what would happen. I told the waiter, "Separate checks, please." Kathy immediately cut in "no, no" together. The waiter looked at me. I said, she said together. Kathy laughed. "I forgot my wallet again, silly me." Silence. I set my wine glass down. Then slowly, I reached into my purse and pulled out her gold wallet. Do you mean this wallet? Her smile froze. The table went dead quiet. Even Tom stared at me stunned. Kathy's face turned pale. You went through my stuff? I said calmly no. I just brought it for you. So you wouldn't forget again. Her face flushed bright red. You had no right to touch my things. I have every right, I said softly, since you keep forgetting them every time it's your turn to pay. She said nothing, just grabbed her card, slammed it on the table, paid, hard enough to tear the paper. Then she stormed out without a word. Tom sighed. You didn't have to go that far. I said there had to be an end. That night, she locked herself in the guest room. The next morning, she was gone. The car door slammed, and the house went quiet. I thought that was it. Until 3 days later, my friend sent me a link. A Reddit post. It was blowing up. Title: ATA for being humiliated by my stingy sister-in-law? I clicked and nearly laughed. It was her. She said I was cold, that I only ever treated my sister to meals, never her. That I stole her wallet to embarrass her in public. She wrote, she makes so much money, but is too stingy to show a little family love. Some comments called me heartless, but most asked the same thing. She forgot her wallet every time? Really? I didn't plan to respond, but eventually I typed a reply. I treat my own sister because she's a student who works part-time and never asks for help. Kathy isn't poor, she just expects others to pay. I have a child, a mortgage, and bills. I'm not a bank or her sponsor. Family means respect, not entitlement. I hit send. My hands were shaking, but my heart felt light. The replies exploded. Bringing the wallet was legendary. Finally, someone stood up to a freeloader. You're not cheap, you just have boundaries. I smiled. That night, I sat by the window, city lights outside. A little lonely, but mostly relieved. A few days later, Tom called. He said, she thinks you went too far. I asked, what do you think? Silence. Then softly, I think she needed that wake-up call. I laughed. Then that's enough. Life went back to normal. Work, family, routine. Sometimes I'd see an ad for that restaurant and remember that night. Not with regret, but with clarity. Sometimes the hardest part of family isn't love, it's boundaries. I don't mind helping, but I won't be used. I can be generous, but not taken for granted. Respect isn't about money, it's about dignity. She never visited again. I heard she still tells people I'm cold and selfish. That's fine. At least now she's learned one thing. When you go out to eat, bring your wallet.